Hey Purple, this is the next bite-sized VoD review, focusing on our dive compositions on Busan. So right here, we've lost the first fight, we've given up first cap, and we're setting up. We're just coming out of respawn, and we're setting up here. We've got Aroma and Will took high ground, and contesting that, which is definitely really good. You don't want to give them that close high ground, and just let them drop onto you, fire onto you without having to use cooldowns. So definitely good here. As this fight plays out, we kind of back up. We have a lot of just kind of like poking around on this high ground and on this mid ground, and as it drags on, we just kind of we don't have a solid target to go onto, so they can just kind of like sit there, get value from a distance. They have better like long range, and like they have a better poke than we do because we have. Because they have a soldier, right? And so they can just like fire down that line. We get caught out a little bit. They get some deaths and they kind of just push into us. Our Ana gets caught here, which isn't great, right? So now we've got to reset, and we're still, as we reset, we're still just going to kind of be around here. And where the issue that the thing that we can focus on doing better here is in our setup. We right now we need to take a little bit of time to set up, but that can actually be a good thing for us. Our Ana's coming back. Our diva needs to demech. The thing that the focus, the thing that I've seen here that we're not doing is we're not using the whole map in order to put pressure on them. Right? We've got a tracer who has been, for the most part, just kind of sticking with our team, poking around a little bit back here. Nope, take a little bit of damage, come back to our team, and that's like I was saying on the first map. The best way to get value with Tracer is to be self-sufficient, to be behind enemy lines, to be causing chaos in their backline, make them pay attention to you. Because right now we've got a Tracer poking down this angle, and they've got a Soldier poking down that angle. Soldier's got rocket, he's got massive burst potential. Soldier's got a longer range primary fire, he's got better poke potential. And so we can't we can't do better. We can't use Tracer to do what Soldier is doing better than Soldier, right? In this specific playstyle doesn't work. So especially because right now we're like, okay, we lost the last fight, but we have Nanoblade. Nanoblade's going to be a big initiation tool for us, and it is. It's a good plan. But what we can do is we can spread the map out, get our Tracer to come around here and contest point. Better yet, we could have our not better yet, but we could have our Tracer go all the way here, use Mega, hang out for a little bit, and go behind enemy lines into their spawn. Poke them from behind. We could honestly, one of the better things to do. I think the best thing we could do to make them spread out, to make them not as tightly concentrated, to make them stop putting pressure on the choke there, is to put pressure on the point by having the Tracer go around, all the way around, to go behind, go with the mini, and be poking around from right here, because you've got another health pack right over there. You can disengage if you need to. If you're putting pressure on the point from behind, they are going to have to pay attention to that. They can't just let you sit there. They're going to have to divert someone, whether it's the Soldier, whether it's that Moira, whether it's their Lucio's going to go peel. If one of the tanks drops off, that's going to be great. And in all likelihood, you're going to have a lot of activity once they see that the point's being pressured. The diva will probably drop off. She's going to know that their focuses are diverted. She can't stay up there indefinitely. If you push up there, you're going to be able to take it. You're going to be able to wrestle it from her. And all you got to do is once you by coming around here and putting your toes on the point, and then dashing out, or rotating around like I'm positioning the camera like so. Oh god, that was bad. Where you can back up through here, use this as use this as cover, and if you're here, what that tells them is you can kind of step on the point and then back up as much as you want, so they have to deal with you. But putting pressure on the point like that, what it's gonna do is it's gonna pull people away, and when they're spread apart, that's they're vulnerable to your biggest impact ults. That Nano Blade, if their Genji or if their Lucio is paying attention to the Tracer, their Moira might not be able to run away in time, or if she fades, she might not be able to get to him, or the Soldier might not be able to run away in time. The Diva, if her thrusters are down, or if Winston, if his boost is down, he's not going to be able to be peeled for as much. You can focus him down. The more spread out they are, the more you can tear at them from different angles, the more you're gonna be able to expose their weaknesses and use initiation tools like that Nano Blade to poke them apart. But unfortunately, what we're gonna see here is that there's a lot of just kind of chilling out around spawn, not being able to permanently wrestle away that high ground. They're gonna have positioning. Having a Winston just like walking backwards in the middle of a choke point is never what you want, right? When there's no Diva there, if you want to dive all the way in and then just have and then immediately retreat, being supported by your Diva whose defense matrixing you out, being healed by your Ana, that can be a way of diverting attention or trying to push them off. But you don't ever want to be just like walking towards or walking away directly from the enemy, because if they can just see you and just shoot you as you're hauling your big tank bodies around, they're gonna get value, and they punished you there. And as the rest of this fight goes on, they're gonna have that high ground because they can just focus this one little area and not really have to worry about it. They know that if the Soldier pokes at the Tracer over here, the Tracer will just go back to the team, and so they don't have to have their concentration really focused in any place but here. And when they're all doing that, it's going to be hard, if you don't have that high ground. So as a team, being able to use the whole map, using that mobility of your team, being self-sufficient in the backlines, being able to poke at them from different angles instead of staying at the same entryway. And I know I'm saying that a lot, but really it is the strength of the dive composition to be able to say, okay, we can have a Winston, just jump in all the way over here, and now their whole team is looking. Now their whole team is looking right there. Meanwhile, the Tracer's on point, so someone's going to be looking at her, and the rest of your team is just like can rush in and use, if you've got. Let's get a good angle, right? Sorry, I'm still working with the epic pen stuff. We'll use, I guess we'll just use pink. Right. So if your Winston jumps into here, then they're looking at him. If the Tracer's over here, their focus is split these ways, and then the rest of your team can kind of that gives your team space to go in, to maneuver as they need to. As long as there's high ground, you can, if you take this high ground, you can use it to push in even further. And the further you push in, the more it can split them away. Obviously, that's going to be dependent on making sure that either you're going somewhere where you can have support, whether it's if there's a mega health pack nearby, or whether there's line of sight to your teammates, or if you're just going in so far that by the time they get to you, that you'll have your cooldowns up again and can get out. But as long as you can maintain that sustainability, as long as you can survive while pushing in and splitting their focus, that's going to be how you're going to want to operate this dive composition. So sorry, a little bit of a ramble there, but that is kind of really the heart of how you're going to want to play this dive composition. So thank you for watching this the last bite-sized VoD review for the dive compositions on our Busan maps.